So I probably will repost this. I'll repost this on my YouTube channel probably because I want to go ahead and get started. As you all are coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I love the name, Authentic Loving. This is an Oracle card reading. It's different than a typical tarot card reading. I may pull from the tarot, but I'm a Akashic record reader, so I read the energy. And today I just wanted to share with you all the energy that I'm feeling because it's a lot happening on the planet. It's a lot happening on the planet. And it's going to require us to love ourselves more than we ever have before. Self-love is something that everybody talks about, but a lot of us are not really good at doing it. Hey, babe. And so right now, I've been talking about this for a few years, but when we get to September, I want you to mark your calendars. When we get to September, the world as we know it, once again, will be flipped upside down. So it's already happening, but it's going to continue to happen. But September, there's going to be a shift. There's going to be a split, okay? There's going to be a major split. And so there are going to be people based on your choices that you are making and based on your internal dialogue and your daily routines is going to determine which version of Earth you're going to end up on. So it's not as if you can't get on a better version of Earth. This has nothing to do with, I don't want anybody to feel like you're stuck, because I know a lot of us probably feel like that right now. But we're going through these quantum shifts where the choices that we make individually is determining which version of Earth we experience. And so let me give you an example. There could be forest fires happening, and they could be happening exactly where you are, but it hasn't affected you at all. And you could even see it going viral online. You can see it going viral online, but it's not affecting you. You're just witnessing it happening. So when you learn how to shift timelines, when you learn how to talk to yourself in ways that support you being in a frequency of love, things are still going to be happening, but they're not going to affect you the same way they may affect other people. And this is unfortunate. And it's unfortunate because it's really not unfortunate, but it can be challenging. Because that means those of us who have been doing this work, doing the soul work, we're learning how to love ourselves more. And in learning how to love ourselves more, we're learning how to observe what's happening around us and not become emotionally drained by it. Anything that is emotionally draining you is something that's navigating your life. It's controlling the rhythms of your life. And I've been talking about these 4 R's for like 2 weeks now, ever since I did the shamanic drumming session. I've never done a drumming session, full drumming session, hardly any words. My ego had to go through an ego death and rebirth just to do that. So challenge yourself. What can you be doing to help you be in the frequency of love? What can you be doing? I'm telling you, if you don't know what to do next, if you're not quite sure how to get out of certain situations that you're in, or how to move yourself into situations you would like to be in, the best thing that you could do for yourself is step up your game with self-love and how you take care of yourself and love yourself. It's these simple things, like making sure you're getting sleep. I know a lot of us are having sleep disturbances because all of the solar flares and so many other things happening. Making sure that you're eating as healthy as possible. Making sure that you're moving your body as much as possible. Like, these simple things actually dictate which version of Earth you experience. So as crazy as it may sound, but we're experiencing multiple versions of Earth right now. And this is why some places in the world, it may look like hell. And other places in the world, It may look like heaven on earth, but what you experience is going to be directly a mirror reflection of the way you treat yourself when no one else is looking, the way you talk to yourself when no one else is listening. So it's so important that we be kind to ourselves, that we learn how to really take care of ourselves and support ourselves. If you don't have a support system, because a lot of us feel like we're alone on this journey, right? A lot of us feel like, I don't really have the support system. I wish I had a community where I could have like-minded people and I could stay on this journey, because it's constant distractions. We're constantly getting notifications from our phone. I mean, God has blessed y'all who go to work every day. So you're getting notifications from work. You're getting emails from work, and the boss is saying this and this is happening. But you're getting personal notifications. You're getting emails. You're just being bombarded, and the nervous system is not really getting a break. And the nervous system needs to be able to feel calmness. The nervous system needs to be able to experience solitude for you to even be able to listen to your higher I divine self speak to you and guide you. So there's a version of you that has already accomplished all of the shit that you want to be able to do. And yeah, so Ashe, I thank y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get started in these words. Hey, sis. Ashe, so I'm going to get started with this, okay? And I'm going to start off with my crystal reading cards. And let's see what message is for the collective. Remember what I said. The version of earth that you experience is directly related to your own rhythm. Okay, what are you repeating? What are you repeating every day? Okay, if you're doing something that you don't like and you're just doing it because you have to, right? The way that you bring yourself to that is going to determine the outcome, not the situation. Let's stop letting situations have so much power over us. What mindset are you bringing to the situation? You know, are you spending time with your feelings and getting yourself feeling good, like feeling like love, feeling loved, like just getting yourself to that point? If you can't get yourself to that point, just feeling neutral. Just get yourself to feeling more neutral before you interact with people, places, and things, so that you're not putting yourself on a version of earth that's going to feel like hell to you. And if you're already there, that's actually a great place to be, because when you hit rock bottom, you meet the version of you that was sitting down there waiting on you. It couldn't get to you any other way. All right? So, Spirit, like, stop talking, pull the cards. All right, here we go. Thank you. First card, Sunstone. The Sunstone crystal is the crystal that enhances empowerment. Literally what I'm talking about. This is literally the answer to everything. Are you feeling empowered, and do you know how to get there? Right? Are your routines making you feel more empowered? Empowerment. Because let me tell you something. There's a frequency of hopelessness that is challenging us right now. This is a test. It's training us. So whatever you're going through in your life is teaching you. It's teaching you how to be able to rise above your situations. The opposite of feeling empowered, because a lot of us, I could have pulled it in reverse. You know, a lot of us, we feel disempowered. We feel like we don't really have the power to change our circumstance. And I have felt that my entire life. Like, when I say entire life, there's always been an aspect of my life where I felt like I wasn't able to change it. And so when you feel that way, when you feel stuck, that's actually being in a victim frequency. So, and it doesn't mean that you haven't been victimized. It simply means that you have allowed the victimization to become your identity. So you identify yourself as a victim, and you feel like I can't change this. I'm always at the short end of the stick. I'm always pulling the short stick. I'm always when it rains it pours. Stuff just keep coming. Stuff just keep happening to me. Listen to the dialogue, okay? This just keep happening to me. I'm so tired of people treating me this way. Like, I always end up, listen to what the words I'm saying. Always. I never can just be happy. Listen to the words. So when you catch yourself saying always, when you catch yourself saying never, those two words are black and white words. That's black and white thinking. It's either good or is bad. And that's a state of constantly criticizing yourself. That's a state of, and this is the inner child inside of you that always felt helpless, because as children we were. As children we did not have autonomy. As children we didn't even know that we chose our parents. So we didn't understand why we were in the situations we were in. So we were victims. All of us, is what we came here to experience. You come to earth to experience being victimized by the people that raised you. It sounds crazy as hell, but if you're here, you chose to be here, you know? And you chose your parents because there were lessons that you needed to learn, and you weren't going to learn those lessons if you had parents that were different. So the parents that you got, whoever raised you, that was exactly what you needed to become the best version of you, right? But when you catch yourself saying always and never, and I feel trapped, I feel stuck, I can't have, you're creating a vibration, you're creating a resonance that's going to mirror that back to you in your reality. And so when you live in black and white, let me tell you something really quick about living in black and white, because black and white is what religion taught us, okay? So religion taught us that you either go to heaven or you go to hell, right? Some religions talked about purgatory, which is kind of like a place in between both. So it taught us to focus on opposites, to focus on duality. But remember, I said neutrality is the key to anything that you want to change in your life, anything that you want to feel different in your life. Neutrality is the key. And so if you can just get yourself in a space of feeling neutral, right, shifting into neutrality, it's there is no good and bad. It's what's going to be beneficial for me and what's not. Get away from good and bad. Like, if you all are new to me and my teachings, one of the principles that I teach is to not believe in good and bad anymore. As long as you believe in good and bad, as long as you see everything as black or white, you're going to always feel disempowered by something or someone. And guess what? We live in a matrix. We live in a simulated reality of systems and programs. All of us have been programmed with something, right? To believe something. And in the matrix, there's something called non-player characters. And these non-player characters, what they do is they come into your life and they shoot bullets at you. And those bullets is actually a reflection of your own belief system. The ones that you're ashamed to talk about. A lot of us are ashamed to be honest with other people and ourselves, that we beat ourselves up a lot. We criticize ourselves a lot. Like we talk shit to ourselves, and then when somebody talks shit to us on the outside, it hurts really, really, really bad, because it's pouring salt in a wound that's already raw. Because the wound never gets a chance to heal, because our internal dialogue, we're not choosing our internal dialogue. We're just allowing these thoughts to just keep percolating in our mind and ruminating on how much we failed, and how much we're not going to get to where we want to be, and how challenged we are, and just how bad life is, and just seems like everybody else around me is getting what they want, but I'm not getting what I want. Like, I'm barely even getting by. I'm barely scraping by. Like, I feel like a victim to my circumstance. Who am I talking to? And like, there's nothing to be ashamed of, because the inner child inside of you never got the opportunity to feel love like it needed to. The inner child inside of you is balled up inside of you. Whenever I do readings with people and I ask them if it's okay if I could talk to your inner child, and the first thing that I notice is that the inner child is usually balled up in a corner in fetal position. If your inner child felt this as a child and you never got the opportunity to be able to receive the love and protection, key word, protection, right? Because nobody can protect you from the people that raised you. Nobody really can protect you from your family members. This is why so many people got abused and molested by family members and friends of family, because it was nobody to protect us from those people, because it's this automatic program that these people will never hurt you. And that's why that wound cuts so deep. You will not ever be able to outrun what happened to you as a child if you have not dealt with it. And so you have to deal with that, but you have to learn how to not see good and bad, Because as children, even as children, before we were programmed, we didn't see things as good or bad, right? As children, it just was what it was, you know? And as we got older and grew up, we started putting things in categories. But what if I told you your shadows aren't bad? What if I told you that your demons aren't bad? Nothing is inherently bad. Now, I know I just took you for a moment. I know I took you for a ride. Because this is language and explanations you probably don't usually hear. But all of those things that can be viewed as bad are meant to be exercises for your training. So is it really bad? Take one thing that happened to you in your life in the past that you felt like was bad, right? Has anything beneficial came from that one bad thing? Just choose one bad thing, because I'm sure y'all got plenty you can think of, right? That one bad thing. Did anything beneficial come from it? Did it lead to you being who you are today? Did that one time you got betrayed teach you that you needed to learn boundaries, a word that was probably never in your vocabulary? Unless you was getting ready to fight somebody and you like draw a line in the dirt. You like, all right, if you cross this dirt, I'm just letting you know what it's finna be. Back then, that was the only boundary we knew. Right? So was it really bad? Because if it gave you more wisdom, if it made you stronger, was it really bad? And this is the reason that I teach from the wisdom of dark goddesses, the dark mother, the great mother. There are people who feel like Mother Nature is the most beautiful thing, the most healing thing in the world. But Mother Nature can be a beast, right? Mother Nature can bring disasters. But is it really bad? Think about all the volcanoes in the past, and whole entire civilizations collapsed because of these volcanoes, but now there are islands in its place that have animals that aren't anywhere else, plants, herbs that can heal us that aren't anywhere else. I'm somebody who is like really big on detoxing, and there's something called zeolite, right? Not a medical professional, so let me be clear about that, because the NPCs really been on me lately with my content, all right? But there's something called zeolite, and zeolite actually is formed because of volcanoes. And it can absorb toxins. So was it really bad? Because without that, we wouldn't have what we have now. Now, conspiracy theory alert, because I know I just took you on a journey through your emotions to your inner child, brought it forward just to solidify so that you can see my perspective that there is no bad and good. But conspiracy theory alert, this is for entertainment purposes only. But allegedly, Himalayan salt comes from the bodies of giants. So if you look at the way that they mine Himalayan salt, I have to be like 100% honest. What Himalayan salt comes from looks exactly like the layers of muscle and skin within our own body. And if you haven't went into that rabbit hole, you can go into that rabbit hole later. It's really interesting. So if we've been eating Himalayan salt, and if the bodies of giants is what that came from, was their death really bad? Because Himalayan salt provides a lot of benefits. Okay? And my purpose in saying that is, this whole entire planet is built on civilizations that no longer exist, groups of beings and people that no longer exist, and we're just one civilization being stacked on top of the other. And this is the way time moves, right? And so we're building on what has already existed. And so what has already existed in your life, and you're not even noticing that it actually laid a foundation for you to become the version of you want to be. So get rid of good and bad, because believing in good and bad creates depression. It creates anxiety, and anxiety is when you're so focused on a future event or future outcome unfolding, you're so focused on it that your nervous system feels like that future event is already happening to you. And so you're sitting right here in the present. But anxiety is the nervous system responding to the future event in your mind that you're ruminating on that may or may not happen. It may or may not go that way. And we're going to be getting a lot of news in our feed and on the news that's going to be telling us a lot of really bad things. Remember, I said bad, right? That's happening. And a lot of people are going to be having anxiety, panic attacks because of this. And so a way that you can stay ahead of that is to remember there is no good and bad, right? Now, depression is the opposite. It's focusing on events that have already happened to you, right? And just feeling an emotional charge from the fact that that happened to you, right? And it's like, wow, like I can't believe I lost my job. I can't believe that I just got this diagnosis. I can't believe, this person I love so much is no longer here. Now I feel like I'm navigating life alone. Like all of these things, they already happened to you. But your mind is ruminating on what has already happened to you, is in the past, but you're like pulling it to the present. Now, if you're pulling it to the present to work with it and work through it, that's different. But if you're just allowing your mind to just pull that past event to the present and it leads to you feeling bad and feeling disempowered and stuck, guess what? You're not going to feel empowered. And if you do not feel empowered, you can't change anything. And I'm somebody who's sitting right here, right now, having to make a decision. Am I going to have surgery for this thyroid cancer? Or am I going to try to heal it naturally, right? And so that's a big choice for me to have to make. But I'm in this present moment with you all. And for those of you all who are sensitive to energy, you probably can pick up on it. I'm not depressed. And I'm not anxious about it right now. It's because of everything that I'm saying to you. I'm choosing to be neutral about it. And I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I'm going to do the best that I can until I get to the point where my best is not cutting it. And I'll make a new decision. So I just wanted to share that vulnerable, transparent story with y'all. Because this is like really rare. Most tarot card readers don't really get a chance to like really have this type of exchange with you all and be vulnerable like this. So I just want you all to see like what happens when you learn how to find a neutral space. And that neutral space will protect you. It will protect you from the stuff that's even happening in this world. And your mind will be silent enough for you to feel your way forward. And I think a lot of us are failing at feeling empowered because we're trying to mentally get ourselves there. But I need y'all to realize this. The mental it's got viruses in it. It's been impacted by Wedigo. Wedigo is the virus of fear. It's the opposite of love. And it's the foundation of everything that has ever victimized us. And so you can't trust your mind anymore. On the old earth, that's how we made decisions. It was mostly all logic. But if you want to be on a new earth, if you want to be a new, improved version of yourself, don't rely on your mind to fix your problems. You can use it if you know how to use it to support you. But if you're relying on the mind alone, just know that that system has been corrupted. It's been corrupted so bad to the point where it's not going to yield results. And that creates this cycle of feeling disempowered all over again. So listen to your heart. The heart is quiet. It whispers. It's not loud. The mind is loud and it repeats and repeats and repeats. But the heart hears. H-E-A-R-T. Heart. I don't know why I feel like I was finna start rapping on y'all, but so we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna pull the next card, okay? If y'all enjoying this, make sure you like this, okay? Let me know if I'm touching y'all. If I'm not, then maybe I wasn't the person for y'all to tap into today. But if I am, let me know. And if you're watching the replay of this, let me know in the comments. All right. Thank you for that. Take a deep breath, y'all. Take a deep breath. We're going back in. Citrine, my favorite. And this is citrine. Look at that. I pulled this right before I got on here. I had no idea I was going to pull citrine. This is citrine, okay? And on our last reading, we had the macabre come up, which is why I wanted to work with this. Citrine represents abundance, okay? But citrine also removes negativity. So I feel like a lot of people who are going to watch this reading are people who have been wanting to just be free from negativity. Like, you want to be free from negative people. You want to be free from negative environments. You know, you're tired of your bank account being in the negative. And you want to be done with that, right? You want to be done with that. And so I'm going to talk about what gets in the way of abundance, all right? And we kind of have already talked about it. But what gets in the way of abundance is the inability to see how things that's in your life now is benefiting you. If you can't see how what's in your life now is benefiting you, then abundance is going to be too big of a jump. Okay? So you can't go from focusing on the negative to feeling abundant. In order to feel abundant, you have to know how to shift yourself into optimism. And optimism, like, who here, optimism is one of those things that's been a challenge for me as somebody who has dealt with depression. Because it's like, how the fuck do I feel optimistic? You know, and I'm dealing with these heavy feelings, and I didn't know that I was a Hayoka empath at the time. I didn't know that I was absorbing people's pain. And so people would call me and they would just tell me all of their problems, and this would happen over and over and over again. Like, I don't mind a couple of times, but like, if every conversation is like that, it would drain me. And it was because they were unloading trauma and I was absorbing it. And so how can you be abundant if you're being drained? So you want to identify what's draining your energy. Who's draining your energy? Don't judge it as good or bad. Remember, judgment will keep you stuck. All right? Just observe it for what it is. And ask yourself, how can I better protect my energy? And once you start protecting your energy and seeing yourself, seeing your life force as abundance, once you start doing that, then you're going to feel more abundant. Walk around your house, look at stuff that's in your house, because a lot of us got shit in our house that we bought that don't really like hold no value anymore. Walk around your house and see, like, does this still have value to me? And if it doesn't, if it's not broke, if it's still usable, give it away. Give it to somebody else who will find value in that. That's you being abundant. That's you being in the mindset of, I don't have to hold on to stuff. I don't have to feel scarcity. This is not bringing value to me anymore. But this might be just the thing that's going to bring abundance in somebody else's life. So when you can, like, see the purpose of things in your life, be grateful for what you have, but then share the things that no longer hold value for you that may be valued by somebody else, you're operating as a person who is already abundant. And just do that every day. Every day. You don't have to give something away every day, but every day go through those steps to help you feel abundant. And this will help shift you into abundance. Now, let me ask my pendulum. If y'all don't use pendulums, it's something I really highly recommend, because when you start trying to make decisions from your heart and not your head, you're not going to be able to just get it like that. It takes practice, and it really does take years of practice, and you get better at it. But if you have a hard time making decisions, I do, right? This is like a really good hack to help you make decisions. So the first thing you do is ask, show me a yes. Show me a yes. And it's going to show you what yes is for you. Yes for me is backwards and forwards. Okay? Stop it. And then you're going to ask, show me a no. Show me a no. Okay, so no for me is going around counterclockwise. All right. Okay, so here we go. So in the aspect of abundance, have I thoroughly given them an explanation that is effective to get started for abundance? Before I can even finish, it's already responded to me. So this is kinesiology. So the subconscious mind already knows the answers. And when you use pendulum, the subconscious mind will send a message through your hand energetically to the pendulum. So sometimes before you finish the question, it's already giving you an answer. It's coming from the subconscious mind. This is not woo-woo. Science has not proven this. I didn't need science to prove it because I believe in spirituality and metaphysics. But science has not proven this, okay? And I have posts about that. So yes, we have already went over what's going to help you get abundance. So use that. I'm not going to overgive in this reading today because that's been something I've been doing my whole life and I'm not doing it anymore. That was enough. Take it and use it. Or not. Whatever works best for you. So now I'm going to go to my Isis deck. Alright. The reason that I work with Isis is the mother of Horus. And she is the wife of Osiris in ancient Kemet mythology. She's a Neteru and deity, right? And Isis is someone who came into my life at a time where everything that I learned was no longer enough. I needed more knowledge that went deeper than the surface. Because when you live as a surface dweller, surface knowledge is like good enough. But when you do the inner work, you get to a point where that's not good enough. It's not deep enough. I needed something that went deeper. And so I studied about Isis, and I was so intrigued about the wisdom. She is the mother of mothers, right? She is considered the mother of deities. And she shows up in every spiritual pantheon on this planet, whether her name is Anana or her name is Ishtar. She shows up in many different ways. She's the mother of 1,000 names. And so Isis is, you can look at this as an archetypal energy that can teach you wisdom based on her dominant frequency and her mythology, which is the soul evolution that Isis went through. So this is why I started working with Isis. Not to mention, I got thousands of videos on my old YouTube channel where she would come to me in dreams. Before I even knew who she was coming to me in dreams. And she was helping me heal some stuff that I had going on. I won't get too deep into that, but let's just say I had some female reproductive stuff going on that I was struggling with. And Isis helped me a lot. Isis, what do you have to share for those who come across this reading today? Trippy. Eye Horus. This is the Eye of Horus. Okay. Now, Horus can be looked at as the third eye, but it can also be seen as protection. It could be seen as revelations, aha moments, downloads, light codes, whatever you want to call them. And so this represents your spiritual abilities coming online, right? Including divine sight, where you can see things differently, okay? And so you got a lot of support. Right now, you're going to have to be able to make decisions based on knowing that you are supported and protected. So a lot of us don't make decisions because we don't believe that we're going to be protected. But you are spiritually protected. I wouldn't have pulled this if you wasn't. So for those of you who've been worried, like, damn, did somebody put a curse on me? Like, what's going on? Am I dealing with evil eye energy? Like, what's up? What's going on? Our Horus removes this energy. And like, I wear this every day. And, you know, I'm a big believer in energy and the way energy impacts us. So know that you don't have to have a ring, right? This is a talisman. You don't have to have the ring. The Eye of Horus is also the shape of the pineal gland inside of the brain turned sideways, right? And remember I said this connects to perception. The pineal gland and pituitary gland both help us to perceive things differently in life. So maybe it's not your life that needs to change. Maybe it's your perception. So instead of perceiving yourself as a victim to circumstances, perceive yourself as someone who is divinely protected, and anything in your life that didn't work out the way that you needed to was a form of protection for you. You can change the meaning to the shit happening in your life. The shit happening in your life doesn't have to deliver a meaning to you that you accept. Put a boundary around it and like, no, I'm not going to accept this. I'm putting a boundary up right here. I refuse to believe that this is happening to me because I'm an effed up individual and I don't deserve good things. There we go. Happening to me, right? No, everything that's happening to me in my life somehow is bringing benefit to me. I am divinely protected. I have spiritual abilities that are being activated and coming online. And I might not feel it right now. I might not see it right now. But I'm going to be patient. And I'm going to be patient with myself and trust my process and know that it's going to work out for me eventually. Yes, I got highs and lows. Yes, my emotions be doing shit that I don't want my emotions to be doing. Yes, I sometimes have moments where I just feel down. I feel like it's a black cloud over top of my head. You know, yes, that does happen to me. But it doesn't mean that I'm not worthy of the things that I desire. It doesn't mean that I will never get there. Right? I'm not going to let it mean that. Okay, my bank account was in the negative today. I'm not going to let that mean that I'm a failure. I'm not a failure. Like, this just happened like that because it's something that's working out for me. I'm not a failure. Y'all got to start talking back. Right? Your inner child, your inner teenager probably didn't get to talk back like it wanted to. Talk back. Clap back. Right? Stop letting life bully you. Talk back. And this is not spiritual bypassing. This is, I see it for what it is, but I'm refusing to let it change my frequency. I'm not going to let this change my frequency right now. And then there are other moments where you say, you know what? I need to feel all of this. I need to feel this. I need to feel what it feels like to be sad. I need to grieve. And I'm going to give myself the space to do that. And put your phone on silent mode. And like, just spend time with yourself. And if you don't want to get stuck in, a lot of us don't go into those deeper emotions, those heavy, what some people would call low vibe emotions. I really don't believe in that. I believe if you sit in the emotion too long, it can be low vibrational. But if you're facing yourself, facing your demons, facing those emotions, those things that you usually don't allow yourself to feel or was raised to not feel because you don't want to feel weak, well, maybe being stronger and being empowered means you spending some time with them emotions. And so sometimes, like y'all, I can be very melodramatic, and I could be I got a Scorpio moon, so like my emotions be intense, and I ride this intense wave of emotions like pretty often. And I have times where I know I need to put a boundary around this and just feel this. And there are times where I know I need to put a boundary around how I'm feeling right now and not allow what's happening to cause me to feel another way. How do you know which one to do? If you don't know which one to do, get you a pendulum. These are on my website. They not expensive, so ain't nobody got no reason to not be able to get it. Get you a pendulum and ask, is this an emotion that I have not been facing? Right? Do I need to sit with this? Or is this something that is just coming up to teach me boundaries? And do I need to put a boundary around this? It's so simple, y'all. It's so simple. And I hope that I'm making this simple for y'all. Okay. Self-care. Because a lot of us don't know how. If what you was doing was working, you would be seeing progress, right? Self-care. So let's go to that. Self-care. How long have I been doing this? I've been doing this since 2016. Publicly. I've been doing this since 2016. Publicly. Helping other people since 2016. Yeah. I hadn't been doing it as much. And shout out to a special sister. She reached out to me and she said, I just want to let you know, even though there are millions of other tarot and oracle card readers, like nothing really hits me or touches me the way that your readings do. And that really inspired me and helped me to do what I'm doing now. Okay, because I was just feeling away. Like when I was doing this in 2016, it wasn't a lot of us. There was so many of us, and I'm like, do my readings even really matter? Right? So self-care, what do we need to take better care of ourselves right now? And I mean, like, really give me, I want people to leave my readings feeling like they could actually do it. All right? What do we need? Oh, I'm going to take that. I'm gonna take that. Somebody else say that, and I'm not gonna even mention them right now. I was definitely not expecting this. Okay, here we go. 2 cards jumped out. This card right here. Look at this. It kind of looks like 2 stones stacked on top of each other, kind of sitting there in front of the mountains, and you see the birds flying. It's a very sensual as in all of your senses are being inspired, right? So this card represents sensuality, right? And so there is like so much happening in the realm of sensuality right now, because a lot of us we're dealing with sensory overload, right? And I was just talking about this. It's intentional too. So a lot of us aren't really connected to ourselves enough to be connected to someone else, right? So back in the day, casual sex was a normal thing, like for most people, right? That was back on the old earth. But on the new earth, sensuality, that's just all of your senses, taking it in, receiving, whether it's through food. It don't have to be sex necessarily, but find other ways to tantalize your senses. This is like a spiritual practice. And so maybe you make you something to eat special, and you really sit there and take your time and eat it and enjoy every bite of it. Allowing yourself to feel the goodness and the texture and the taste and just all of the this is so good, right? When it make you want to do a happy dance, like that's spiritual. So take more time out to do that. If you're rushing and eating your food, you catch yourself doing that, guess what that is? That's survival mode. You're eating like something is going to come, a predator is going to come and take your food. And it's because your nervous system is stuck in survival mode. Okay? So explore your senses. Go watch the sunset. You know, nature provides for us all of the senses, right? Nature provides everything for all of our senses. Spend time doing these things. If you do have a partner, someone that you love and someone that you trust, and you're having issues with connection, you're feeling disconnected, you don't feel like you can be vulnerable with them, you maybe you feel like it's been tension between y'all and you don't know how to resolve it, get my Turn Pain into Purpose course. I take you really slowly but in effective short 15-minute lessons, and you can learn how to do that. And I even give you printouts, because sometimes we don't know what to say to each other to have deeper connection. Sometimes we don't know how to move that conversation in the way we want it to go. Okay? And we need that. For those of you who are women, sensuality is like, it is the essence of femininity. And so maybe you could start off with just, if you don't have a partner, or if you're just in a place in your relationship where you don't feel connected like that, because a lot of us don't feel safe with our partners, because our partner's been living in survival mode too. And if you've been living in survival mode, you probably attract people who live in survival mode as well. And so it might be a lack of safety that you feel. Don't just jump to sex. Start with the senses and just having experiences together, eating meals, watching the sunset, going for walks, like allowing your senses to bring you back together. Stop trying to do all the work. And so I teach you this in the course, and I give you prompts. I give you 50 things that you could say to each other that's gonna like transport you into a frequency together of safety and connection. And so that course is not just about pain, okay? That course is about all of the aspects of life that we're finding challenging, and I tell you exactly what to say, exactly what to do. And you can play with it and customize it. So don't sleep on this course, y'all. And I know so many of y'all are probably like, I don't need to buy another course. I done already did that, tried that, but you haven't tried mine. right? And my course wasn't created by me just assuming what I think people needed. I did thousands of one-on-one readings with people. I spent hours and hours and hours, one person at a time, until I figured out what the common denominator was and what was going to help people. And so that's what's in that course. The second card that I pulled for your self-care game to get level up is nature's connection. Look at this. Some of us just need to go and spend a little bit more time outside. Just spend a little bit more time, you know, even let's just say you're dealing with chronic fatigue or chronic illness or something like that, because I'm going to be talking about that continually, because it's a big topic, okay? But let's just say that's the case. Just get you a chair and just sit outside just for a moment and use all of your senses. What do you see? What does the breeze feel like? Hell, how hot does the sun feel? Which sun is it? we can go deep, but I'm not gonna do that. But just feeling that. What animals do you see? What insects are you noticing? What birds do you hear chirping? This will heal your nervous system. This will help you to come out of living in survival mode. And you can just do this for like 10 to 15 minutes a day. If you work and you're inside all day and you really can't do that, when you get off work, maybe instead of rushing home when you get off work, you'll stop by a park or find somewhere to just sit outside for a moment. The sun sets around 8 o'clock here in North America, so like you could just time it, work your schedule out where you could spend 10 to 15 minutes outside. And so one of the things that while you're sunbathing and while you're doing this, maybe you notice a tree, and maybe this tree, I don't know, you just feel a connection to this tree. Like, don't be afraid to be a weirdo. Go over there and talk to the tree. Like, tree, I noticed you. How you doing? Like, if you single, like, talk to this tree like you would talk to a person that you're curious about getting to know. How you doing? How long you been here? I bet you done seen some stuff. People go walk by and people go look at you. Maybe that's what your ego needs. Because a lot of us are trying to call new experiences into our life, but we're still afraid of what people think about us. And that's okay too. We was conditioned to be like that so we wouldn't break out of the matrix. That's what keep us trapped in the prison planet, where we're just having these same experience. We're stuck in these loops, right? So talk to the tree. And you go feel it. You might even feel yourself stop talking or touching the tree because somebody walking by, you don't want them to think you're crazy. That's good information. It's not bad. That's great information. That's information that you can use. And so you'll know, oh, I'm still afraid of what people think about me. Right? Okay, so now I know something that I can be working on. And maybe you can make this a part of your routine. And I'm going to talk to this tree every day until it doesn't bother me that other people see me talking and hugging this tree. And guess what? That one thing right there is going to break you out of the loops you've been stuck in. And I do my best to live and embody what I teach. And so I have done this, and I have felt my ego saying to me, Camson, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? This looks real crazy. We're not doing this today. And if your ego do that to you, you know that you're hitting a sweet spot. I'm telling you, I know it's like millions of people telling you how to manifest, millions of people telling you how to jump timelines, millions of people telling you how to do it. But I'm telling y'all, these things are tried and true. All right. Where are we going next? Okay, before I get off here, I'm gonna take y'all deep next. I'm gonna pull 2 more cards. Thank you, T. I appreciate y'all. Sometimes we just need somebody to tell us we appreciate us. Ain't it nice to hear? But it's even better when you don't need it, because you tell it to yourself. I appreciate me. Some of y'all just would benefit from just saying that. I appreciate me. Yeah. I've been binge watching TV and avoiding humans because I just don't enjoy peopling anymore. My nervous system be overwhelmed, but I still appreciate me. I appreciate me. Yeah, I'm not making as much money as I would like to, or I'm making a lot of money and I don't know what to do with it, but I appreciate me. Yeah, my relationship is trash right about now. We really don't get along. It just seems like there's always this tension between us. And so I walk on eggshells, and I said I was going to stop doing that, but I don't feel safe unless I'm doing that, because that's what created safety for me in the past. Being a people pleaser, overextending myself, giving too much of myself. That's how I created safety for myself in the past. And it just feels toxic to keep doing that. But the people in my life expect me to be that way. I really don't want to let people down, because I really hated the feeling of letting people down. I hated the feeling of people being disappointed with me. I'm actually afraid of people being disappointed with me. I'm afraid of people being angry with me. And I really don't want to deal with that. I don't know how to be with that. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go from here. I don't want to shake the wasp nest. I don't want to rock the boat too much, but I want to be authentic. I really don't know how. Right? I feel you. I get it. And I'm going to say it again. My online programs is a shortcut way for you to get this knowledge and be able to hold your own self accountable to create the reality that you want. And that link is in the bio in case you're wondering, or the description if you're watching the replay. I get it. And I've been creating instruction manuals on how to navigate that, because I am the queen of walking on eggshells. Let me tell you, if walking on eggshells was Olympic Games, oh, I got the gold medal. I got the gold medal. Ain't no bronze over here. Ain't no silver over here. I got the gold medal. You hear me? I can walk on eggshells like a ninja in one of them Chinese movies, running on the top of trees. It's like, good at it. Good at it. Oh, okay. Taking whatever fall out. Wow. Okay. So I pulled the Three of Wands. Actually, it just kind of jumped out the deck, right? And if you notice with the Three of Wands, he's kind of like, it almost seems as if he's staring out into the horizons, but he's looking for his next opportunity. He or she open to the next opportunity, wondering, what do I do next? What is next for me to experience, right? This is territory that is new, right? The new earth is new for all of us. All of us are going into new territory, okay? Because most of all of what we believe is being shaken and rattled, and we no longer believe in it, right? We're trying to still believe in it, but it ain't working for us. So it's new territory. And you might feel afraid of trying something new. You might be afraid of terrain that you don't already know. Survival mode do that to you. When you live in survival mode, you don't take calculated risk, right? You don't put yourself out there. You don't apply for that job that you really want, but it's going to require you to move into a new terrain. It's going to require you to do things that maybe you aren't comfortable with doing, but it's something you want to experience. So this is letting me know that the people who are watching this reading, will watch this reading later, there is something new that's calling to you, and you feel it calling to you. You feel it. It could be a new diet. It could be a new friendship. Maybe it's somebody you want to get closer to in a friendship, but making friends hasn't really been your strong suit. And maybe you've been betrayed a lot and you just feel like, can I really put myself in a situation to make new friends? Because I don't want to get betrayed again. I don't want to be hurt again. Just whatever it is. Maybe even in your present relationship, you want to try something new in your present relationship. Maybe you don't like the dynamic that y'all fell into, because most relationship was building on top of our unacknowledged trauma, right? And so, yeah, we're gonna shift into these new terrains, where we're aware of each other's trauma. We're more aware of these toxic patterns. Ain't nobody in this world void of toxic patterns. Everybody got a toxic pattern, right? But just learning how to navigate it, learning how to transmute that energy, learning how to bring new meaning to it. And this will allow you to have the courage to have these new experiences. So yes, there are opportunities on the other side. If you take the advice that I gave you in this reading today, there are going to be opportunities that are going to make themselves available to you that you didn't see before now. I love that. This was right on time. Now, if you're not feeling this energy, let's just say you don't feel like there's no opportunities in front of you, and you feel like you just been stuck in the same space, right? Well, it's applying the things that I've already talked about that's going to allow you to see that it is new opportunities in front of you, right? And so if you've been focused on your mistakes, if you find yourself stuck focusing on just the things that set you back, or the people that you feel like hold you back, that's a key one. Like, that's one the 3D Matrix program is like really hitting us with, right? Where we hyper fixate on the people we feel like that's not good for us in our life. And then we equate everything that's wrong in our life to that person or that group of people. And if you're doing that, that takes me back to the empowerment card that I pulled at the beginning of the reading. If you're doing that, it's going to be really hard for you to move into new terrain, because you can't take that with you. You can't take that energy with you. If you feel like people don't cooperate with you, if you feel like people just kind of, I don't know, you just feel like people don't appreciate you, you know? People don't consider your feelings, you know? And you find yourself thinking about that often. That's a program of the 3D Matrix to keep you stuck in trauma reenactments. And a lot of us, our relationships are trauma reenactments. Once you notice that, then you can start navigating it in a way where it's not going to make you stuck. It's going to do the opposite. And so you can take the people that cause you to feel stuck and turn it into a catalyst. Those people will then catalyze you. Those people will then actually serve your greater purpose. They will serve your higher purpose. And so now you're neutralizing the tension that you feel between you and whatever outside of you caused you to feel that way. You neutralize that tension. And so now you will see the opportunities open up in front of you, because maybe it's their toxic patterns that was in your life to show you something better. And so you can learn how to appreciate the people who maybe trigger you. Now, if this is resonating with you, let me say it again. In my Turn Pain into Purpose course, I teach you how to take people that trigger you and use them to catalyze you. Like, how beautiful is that? That you can actually change the way you feel. You could change your life without having to change the people that's in your circle of influence. And that way, you don't have to people please. You don't have to be nice. You don't have to be codependent. You can start learning how to let people be them, let people do what they do, and it has no effect on you, because your focus is learning how to be true to your own self. And this is something that is new for so many of us. Is what we're being called to do. Here I go with this Dr. Seuss shit. When I get in the flow state, I start rhyming. It's so cute to see that. That's my higher undefined self. She like to talk like that. But once you start doing that, I teach you in 7 days. I have a challenge. So in 7 days, you can use what I give you. It's a day-to-day instruction, and just pick one thing or one person that trigger you. And in 7 days, I challenge you so that that one thing, that one person starts to actually catalyze your transformation. And this is the trippy part, because I had to do this myself. I had to do this with a lot of different things that was happening in my life, okay? And being that I got sickle cell anemia, and I'm a Black woman in the South in the Bible Belt who don't believe in the exoteric teachings of the Bible. I believe in the esoteric teachings of the Bible, the hidden teachings, what it really means, what the 144,000 really means. Like all of those things, what it really means. That's my focus, what it really means. Not what we were told that it means, but I've done the research to see what it means for real, and how it can be transformational for me. But when I was practicing this, actually, me and my partner had a really rough spot we went into, because both of us went into a dark night of the soul. And we were in our dark night of the soul simultaneously. It was just like real crazy. This is like, let me tell you, when you got a twin flame and y'all having dark night of the soul and y'all in a relationship together, and y'all both going through spiritual awakening, and both of y'all are called to shift generational curses, right? It is crazy. Talk about intense. It's crazy. And so like, it would be simple things like if he closed the jar too tight and I couldn't get it open, and maybe it was something I really needed to get open. Maybe I'm trying to hurry up and get dinner ready because I want dinner to be ready so I can relax later on in that evening. And now this one jar that I need, I can't get it open. So now I got spaghetti that ain't got no sauce in it. Just that one thing would annoy me so bad to where I couldn't think straight. I couldn't see straight. I was just so pissed off by this jar. And it was times where I was just like, this is just impossible. This is ridiculous. Like, what is wrong with his hands? It should be illegal, but it's to happen. Like, this don't make no sense. Now I got spaghetti sitting here that needs sauce. I can't put no sauce in them. So now I got to put clothes on, go to the grocery store to get a jar that I'm probably going to be able to open. Like, how is he closing these jars tighter than the grocery store closed? It was a trip. And so it was just things like that just kept happening. And I was like, why are these things happening to me? Why am I getting triggered by these simple things happening to me? I know I have complex PTSD. I know that. I know that's a factor in this because my brain doesn't process information in a healthy way, right? So what can I do to change this? Because this clearly is a pattern. He's not going to stop closing jars this tight. So how can I work around that, right? So I ordered me something to open jars that are real tight. That was the first thing because I was able to get clarity of mind. I was like, just order something to help open the tight jars. So I went and I ordered something. And instead of trying to change him, right? I ordered something. And so then when it would happen, every time that I would be able to open a jar with what I ordered, I realized that all of his shortcomings can be my upgrades. All of his shadows could be the areas where I thrive. It don't have to be something that takes me into a vibrational frequency of stuckness where I feel like I can't move ahead. I can't do what I need to do. I can't finish this recipe. I can't finish this meal. And so what in your life are you allowing other people, places, and things to cause you to be stuck in these patterns? And what can you add to your life that's going to remove that? And what happened is the tension reduces. You learn how to disarm negativity. You learn how to neutralize your environment. A lot of us don't know how to create peace without being peacekeepers or assholes. You either learn one or the other. You either learn how to get real mad and have a meltdown, and then people are more likely to leave you alone, right? Or because you don't know how to do it in an emotionally intelligent way. I mean, there's no shame in that. A lot of us just haven't been taught these things. Or when drama show up, or intention show up, or a problem or a conflict show up, you try to avoid the conflict. And so you start walking on eggshells. You start swallowing your truth. You start people pleasing, and you start not acknowledging how you really feel. You feel angry, but you're pushing it down. That creates autoimmune diseases, y'all. Like Dr. Gabor Mate, you can start there and do some deeper dives into that. But that create autoimmune diseases. You know, one of the reasons that I have a nodule on my thyroid, emotions create disease, right? And so I would swallow my truth. I wouldn't speak my truth. And I would try to people please. And so if people pleasing, if swallowing your truth is silence, I'm not talking about selectively and doing this in an intelligent way. I'm talking about if this is like your coping mechanism, the way that you deal with conflict, that's going to create all types of immune system weaknesses, autoimmune diseases, and things in your body. And I'm speaking to you from a place of being here. And unfortunately, I have people that I love so much that recently left this plane of existence because of diseases that are connected to these negative emotional coping mechanisms. And so this is another reason why I turned Pain into Purpose, that course, so close to my heart. I really put my blood, sweat, and tears into that course. And so it teaches you how to navigate that as well. And I'm going to go deeper, but this is the first preliminary. So if you want to get started, you want to take this serious, like get the course. I think the course is what, like $50 or something? Like, no shade, but y'all know y'all asses be on TikTok shopping Amazon, and y'all done bought more than $50 worth of shit probably in the last week. Some of y'all are probably just today. But the ego will give you excuses and reasons to not do what's going to help you. The ego ain't the enemy. It's just trying to stay in familiar territory. Because guess what? It don't want you doing this. Don't be looking out there and believing it's another opportunity. If you are afraid to be let down, you're not going to buy the course. And your intuition may really be telling you, no, just go ahead and tap in. Invest 15 minutes a day and just see what can you change in your life. But your ego is like, nah, we ain't doing that. Nope. This is just another one of these people on the internet telling you that some shit go help you, and it's not go help you because you fucking suck. You're a failure. You start stuff and you don't complete stuff. We ain't even doing that. The ego is just trying to keep you safe and keep you in familiar territory. And if feeling disempowered, if not making decisions, not being committed and devoted to your soul's journey, if that is what creates safety to your ego, then that's what you're going to do. And so we will say, oh, I don't have the money to do it. Or we will say, oh, I don't have the time to do it. But we got time to do everything else. And a lot of us doom scroll because we ain't got nothing else to be doing with our time in that moment. And so we just end up doom scrolling. And it's called feed for a reason. It's feeding. There's energy behind everything you interact with. And so like if you're not investing time into self-mastery, why are you expecting life to change? It can't. You can't outrun your subconscious beliefs. And if your subconscious beliefs, because of the ego trying to keep you safe, is the reason that you're stuck, you're going to have to do something new to get a new outcome. So I'm not trying to convince you that I have the answers. You have the answers. It's just having the structure, having a template for you to be able to meet this version of you that you've been trying to reach. And that's how you get there. All right. So I think I'm done. I think I gave y'all so much. And I haven't been doing these readings for so long. But like I said, I intend to do more of these just leading up to September because I've been shown this timeline split. I'm going to pull one more. But y'all, if y'all enjoying this, let me know. Let me know. Don't sit over there and be quiet on the other side, okay? Because when you engage, it matters. And not for the purpose of just the algorithm or this platform. Let me plug my charger up. But just because when we engage like that, that's you letting the universe know this is what I want in my life. This is the type. So algorithms is actually reflective of our own energetic algorithm based on what we do every day, what we think every day, what we say every day. And wherever your attention goes, that's where your energy flows. And so if you feel tired, maybe you letting your energy flow in a direction that's not serving you. So are you really devoted to self-mastery? Like, are you? Because I'll tell you something else. If you're not really devoted to self-mastery, if you're not really devoted to loving yourself, you're going to attract people who are going to be half-ass devoted to you. And you're going to attract things in your life it's just not going to be in alignment. Because you haven't made the decision yet that this is who I am. Despite what it looked like right now, this is who I am. I love myself. Even if I got low self-esteem. Even if I don't have confidence to try new things. Even if I'm afraid of getting hurt. So I don't open myself up. I don't even give people the opportunity to build relationships with me because I'm afraid of getting hurt. Feeling invisible is what kept me safe as a kid. So I'll just be invisible. I'll just shrink. I'll just be small. I'll just dim my light. Like, let me say this. The reason why celebrities become celebrities is because at some point, even if somebody was in the background, like traumatizing the hell out of them to make them do it, that's another conversation for another time, for another platform. But things become a catalyst for them, and they learn how to create resonance, and they learn how to hold that resonance long enough to create a wave. So if you don't know how to regulate your emotions long enough to create a frequency around you, your aura is your biofield. That's the bioenergetic energy around you. So it's the determining factor of what gets close to you and what doesn't. And so if you are like half-assing your own journey, and you know if you are, if you're not putting in 100% right now, listen to me, you know that this is you, right? And self-awareness is key, because if you're not aware of yourself, you're not going to be able to change anything, because you don't even see the holes in the wall. You don't see the holes in your energy field. So you're not going to be able to change anything because you're not aware enough to be able to see it, right? And so people become celebrities because they choose a vibration and they be like, this what the fuck it is. This is what it is. This is what it is. And all of us are stars. All of us are stars at something. Like, all of us are great at something. It's not about being famous. It's just about being able to hold a frequency long enough to ripple through the universe so that it bring back to you, when that wave come back, that wave bring back to you what's in alignment with you. So if you're not devoted to yourself, just know that people who got half-ass devotion to you outside of you, it's just a mirror that you have been half-assing yourself. They not the enemy. And everything right now, everything, I'm using that word consciously and intentionally, but everything that I see happening in the 3D matrix is wanting to keep us stuck in those dense 3D toxic attachments. And maybe, just maybe, if you take a chance and bet on yourself, invest in yourself, stop trying to be what you think other people want you to be, and just take a chance and be your authentic self. Just maybe that is the thing that you've been needing to give more love to yourself. And that means that a lot of us are going to have to practice saying no. All right? Cat Williams expressed that real good, where he was just like, look, when a certain person be asking you to party, you just got to tell them no. That I took that as, because when I listen to things, I'm running it through being an oracle, and I'm like, that's shit. That's bars. That's a message right there. So like, what negativity parties have you been allowing yourself to be invited to? It just got to tell them no. No, we're not doing this. No. This ain't what we doing. All right, just tell them no. Just tell them no. Okay. So I pulled she feels, she knows. We went from one no to the other no, right? When she feels, she knows. Okay? This is all about what you really feel inside. Who here feel like, because I get these feelings sometimes, who here feel like I feel like I'm living somebody else's life? Like I feel like I'm not living the life that I'm supposed to be living. This just something just feels off to me. I don't feel like I belong anymore with this group, with this job, with this belief system, with this diet, with this body, with this mind, with these people, with this family, with this city. If you're starting to feel out of place, that's not a negative thing. That's not a bad thing. That's what happens right before you start seeing new opportunities. You start seeing that, you know what, the world is a lot bigger than I made it to be. That's when that starts to happen. So I'm going to read about this particular card to you because it's often something here that is necessary. Okay? An illumination is erupting from within you as a vision that is bringing what was once obscured into clarity. This is not likely to happen as a blinding, shocking insight, but is more of a softer, gentle knowing. It is like knowing something without understanding exactly when or how you came to know it. This insight will assist you, and you are asked to honor it. You will know which insight it is at the right time. Stop trying to rush stuff. A lot of y'all is trying to rush stuff. Y'all trying to make stuff happen before it's time to happen. I know you feel like you've been sitting on the sidelines long enough. I know you're ready to be living your best life. I know you probably said to yourself when the fake New Year came in, Gregorian calendar, you was like, I'm going to be doing this by the time New Year. 2025, that's my year. You got your vision board. Like, I know you probably did all of the things. But it's going to come in the right time. You do not have to rush it. You don't want to rush it because you will end up again calling something into your reality that you weren't really ready to experience. And that's when we start saying everything is bad. It was just too soon, right? And let me give you an example before I move on. But you could give a little boy a razor blade so that he could have a clean shave. That's probably going to do more damage than good. He's not ready for that. But if you take that exact same item and wait till he is 20 or 18 and you give it to him then, now that exact same item that would have been damaging to him at first is now valuable to him. You see the difference? So don't rush it. Don't rush it. Let it come to you. Let it flow to you. You don't have to be in a hurry. You're not going to get left behind. And I know time is causing a lot of us to feel like that. You're not going to get left behind. Don't rush it. Let it come to you. It's going to come to you in divine timing. Okay? It says, you are therefore being asked to rely upon the clarity that is coming to you now or is about to come to you. Gently but firmly from that place of knowing, intend to act and take your next steps forward. This whole conversation has been about being able to move forward. This oracle comes to you with guidance, particularly about long-range or long-term developments. Something that is far bigger than the immediate situation, issue, or moment is of importance. Although you will only have a dim sense of that possibility at best. The situation you find yourself in right now, it may not be one of joy, but in time, you will understand more of the bigger picture. You will come to see why things are happening as they are and how you are being helped on to the next stage of your path, even though it may look like an obstacle right now. You are being asked to think in terms of long-term happiness. Sometimes this warrants change or even temporary restrictions in the short term. If you can't see how the present moment can possibly, or present obstacles, okay, because that's been a topic. You can't see how the present can become what you sense the future to be. This message is especially relevant. Through the natural process of transformation, great leaps are indeed possible. You simply must be prepared to surrender into the process with absolute trust. This oracle brings you specific guidance. The situations in your current life are particularly geared towards a more significant manifestation that is coming to you according to your life path and purpose. This is a stage of preparation and of building a foundation that will hold you strong and centered as your creative journey unfolds and your life path becomes ever more brilliant and luminous. So keep plugging away, remain patient, but most of all, be hopeful. Trust in the light that you sense is ahead of you, for it is the light that is within you, simply revealed more fully to you. And all that is happening now is happening to that end, that outcome. Wow. That's what we've been talking about. So the 3D matrix is upside down. It's in reverse, right? So a great example. I have all these different illnesses and conditions and stuff, right? I could easily say to myself, this means that I have nothing to offer the world. This means that I can't help anybody heal, right? Because I have all these things manifesting. I'm not a healer. If I was a healer, I would be completely healed by now. And if that was the case, I wouldn't be doing this right now. And if that was the case, whatever it was that your soul needed to receive, you wouldn't have gotten it, because I would have been stuck feeling disempowered by my current situation. I'm not allowing my current situation to create my vibration. I'm finding my rhythm. I'm finding my own reason. I'm finding my own rituals. I'm creating my own resonance. I'm creating my own rebirth. You create your own rebirth. So give a different meaning to it. Maybe you're not chronically fatigued because of something, whatever meaning you're giving to it. Maybe it's just a pause. Maybe your self-care routines was outdated and need to be upgraded. Maybe you needed to switch up your supplements and this is your body letting you know. Maybe you've been saying yes too much and this is your body letting you know. So there are ways that you can call this energy into your life through visualization. And one of the things that you could do, I have a meditation that's called Meet Your Future Self. Just search my name and Meet Your Future Self on YouTube. Don't listen to the meditation one time. I mean, you can. If it ain't doing nothing for you, it's okay. But listen to that meditation tonight. That meditation was created by my future self, who showed me myself beyond what's happening to me in the present. And you can actually call that energy into your reality. You can timeline travel yourself into that reality. And so you don't have to be stuck in this present reality. You aren't this present person. This is just one aspect of you. Right? It's so many other versions of you, and I know y'all know this. I know you feel this. Because when you feeling good about yourself, you feel it. You feel good. You feel like things are working out. But right now we only get glimpses of that. Right? Because we're a microwave generation. We want it fast and we want it now. It's a commercial that say that, but that's true. You know what I'm saying? We want it now. Give it to me now. And that's why a lot of us are in situations we're in now, because we pull something, we force something to be in our reality that we weren't ready to receive, right? And so trust the process. Listen to that meditation. Type in Kamsen my name, and meet your future self. That meditation is so mind-blowing. When I create these meditations, I go into a shamanic journey before I create them. And so it blew my mind. It blew my mind. And I use it over and over and over again. And I accomplished things that I did not think that I would ever accomplish. Listen to that meditation. And you literally start to create, a dialogue with your future self. So now, instead of just hearing like the critical, negative stuff in your head, you can hear your future self talking to you. And your future self is like, boo, don't be sweating that. Boo, don't be worried about that. I'm working this out for you. I got you. I'm working this out for you. And it's a good feeling to know that there's a future version of you that you can talk to. Just like we talking right now. Like, you can really do that. And so I teach you how to do that. And you ain't got to read a 65 chapter book to learn that. It's just one meditation. And so my goal is not to just make it like quick, but my goal is to demystify some of the mystical teachings, to keep it simple so that it's practical and it's not so difficult for you to implement it in your day-to-day life. Okay? I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm probably going to post the replay of this. Most likely I'm going to post the replay of this on my new YouTube channel. So that link is in the bio as well. But I just want to thank y'all for joining me. I don't usually do this. So again, I'm also stepping into new terrain and doing things differently. But I just want to let you all know that I believe in you. I believe you got this. And like, you ain't got to be perfect to have the things that you want in your life. You got this. Just remember the things that we said. And if you missed the first part of this, go to my YouTube channel so that you can watch this full entire reading. All right, y'all.